And if you ask your grandfather or grandmother or your father, why do you believe in God, Papa? Then they'll say, oh, I believe because so many reasons. My shastras, my literature, my culture says so, my mother says so. But when you ask further question, why? There is no real answer to it. Often I get bombarded with this question, what is this spirituality you are talking about? I say spirit and spirituality are two different things. With spirit, you can get drunk and lose your awareness. With spirituality, you become fully aware. It's a drastic difference. With spirituality, you experience things. Personal experience is more important than stuffing our minds with knowledge that God is Sarvagyani, Sarvavyapi, Sarva, so many things, omnipotent, Sarva Shaktiman, Sarva Gyani, omniscient. But it adds value. This knowledge becomes valuable when I experience, and this experience is possible only through spiritual practices. Think for a moment. When we grow up, we were bombarded with this conditioning of our mind by our parents, grandparents, societies. And if you ask your grandfather or grandmother or your father, why do you believe in God, Papa? Then they'll say, oh, I believe because so many reasons. My shastras, my literature, my culture says so, my mother says so. But when you ask further question, why? There is no real answer to it. Through spirituality, such a knowledge that has been, shared by our elders with a lot of love can be actualized. And that is all about spirituality. In religion, what do? We light up a lamp, burn some incense sticks, that too also rushing. You're always waiting for the next moment. And when you're too busy, you'll perhaps surrogate it to some priest. My father, he when he was around 60 or something, and some of the pandits told him that your life is very, it's nearing its end. You better do some hopum, some sacrifices and things like that. So, and he chose to do 1 lakh or 2 lakhs of Shivalinga and some Mrutyunjaya Japam in the temple. So he hired a pandit. He stayed in our house for the entire month of Shravan and did all these things. So, Papa, how are you going to benefit when somebody does this practice on your behalf? Would your stomach get filled and you will be satisfied if I eat on your behalf? Meditations and something that we become out of all these things. No one can do it on my behalf. I have to do it myself. Somewhere along we have gone wrong. There has been kind of curvature set in the religious practices world over. In religion, we externalize the practices, all these rituals. In spirituality, fortunately, it is always inward. You experience it, and as a result of this experiencing, you become something as a result of those experiences. So there's a big difference, and I wish more people will be spiritual. Religion, they've been killing each other. Religions, the factions, because of religion, has killed more people than this virus. Who is dangerous? Think over it, please. Spirituality unites us. But what sort of a practice must I have? It should be universal. And when I experience God within myself, you will experience God as original God, absolute God. You will not experience God as that you see in photographs or in some institutions where they hang the photographs. Nothing of that sort. You will have the fragrance of reality perfectly experienced in an unforgettable way. You cannot miss it, and you cannot lose such an experience because it becomes part of us. It starts breathing in us. So spirituality has a greater promise. Unity is the minimum thing. Greater things would be realization of God, where you totally merge yourself. And if I had to put the culmination of spirituality in one sentence, I like to use Kabir's explanation that it is like a raindrop falling in the ocean, becoming the ocean. So this process of raindrops becoming ocean can happen when you adopt spirituality. When you adopt religion, you become your own islands. A Hindu, or a Muslim, or a Jew, or a Catholic. So many other identifications can be given because of all that, but you will never be what you ought to be, universal.